Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 10 of this Great Ace Attorney Chronicles series, where we're going through both the Great Ace Attorney games. Right now we're up to case number 3? Something about a cuckoo and a room, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But right now we have a client, a fellow Japanese man who is currently accused of stabbing a person, which he claims he did not do. And we've agreed to represent him. And I think today is when the court case officially starts. We've gathered not a lot of evidence, in my opinion. Like, usually in these Ace Attorney games, like, I feel like when we go in, like, we're like fully armed. We have evidence, we got clues, we got things to go off. But in this case, I feel like we haven't got much. So we'll have to see how this case unfolds. But yeah, wish me luck, cause we're going in, baby. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Heart? Clouded heart? Something? My Japanese is kind of rusty. 20th February, 9:30 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. Well, I never expected this. Who would have thought we'd be back here again so soon? Yeah, it's less than a week, and this is our second time. That's the second time here. We're on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. I feel like court experience shouldn't have to be us literally representing like clients on the fly. Like, court experience can just be us, like, you know, standing around watching other people going at it, you know. Yeah. Learn by doing, I suppose. Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, this may be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning? Who's saying that? Don't be Sherlock. Oh, thank God it's not Sherlock. Hello. Mr. Natsume. Good morning. Oh, dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. Oh, I think they actually are more pink. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yeah, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink! Soseki-kun, aren't you studying linguistics right now? Shouldn't you? I feel like you should understand idioms. Okay. Oh, this poor man didn't sleep. Oh no. This bodes ill for us. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. Oh. I wish I had 9 lives! My whole future hangs in the balance. Oh, what about having a kitty cat? Too terrified to tremble! Well, you're looking like you're doing great trembling there, my pal. It's okay. I'll hold your hand. It's okay, don't worry. It's okay, don't worry. Really? It's like you feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this! I can't take it! Although, welcome student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Yeah? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of an opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mrs. Soto? I'm sorry, Miss Naruhodo, but I have no idea. Yeah, like this isn't a high-profile case, I don't think. No one even died. Although, the prosecutor, Baron Baroque Van Zieks, he recently came out of retirement, so maybe he's like a hot topic. So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because the Reaper, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Lord Van Zieks. Is that right, Mr. Soto? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zieks is on the front page of every one. I knew it! Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact. Until the day before yesterday. Yeah, it was 5 years until the day before yesterday. Yeah, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zieks' return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? Murder? No one died! Are they talking about the previous murder? Alright. God. I feel like such a typical like Ace Attorney game thing where you find out facts about the case like literally during the trial. That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers. Mundane? Mundane? This is the most significant saga of the century to some of us! Oh, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that's how the papers are describing it. Yeah, I'm not gonna catch the murder thing? She's not dead. Is she? At least we could forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Or unless we forget. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! Me? Oh, well, I suppose that's true. Both times, it was you who stands against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Please! I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid there's really no one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Okay, that's pretty true. Because so far, in every case, I've either been accused of murder or thrown into a seemingly hopeless case where odds are stacked against me. Haven't been convicted yet, though. So, maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe I just have extraordinary good luck. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? Kinda least lucky lawyer alive. Thanks for the vote of confidence, buddy. Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London with little in the ways of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruharu Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we'll always be on your side. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant, Miss Mikotoba Esquires. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Alright, bailiff, I've got my eye on you. I'm still suspicious about the bailiffs in this game. Because at the end of the third case, our client, Magnus McGilded, was murdered in the courtroom after he was called in by the bailiff. So like, how'd that happen? How'd that happen? Bailiff? My eye on you. Alright then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go. Yes! You'll do fine, honey. I believe in you. This is it. Our final battle. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. It's alright. So far we have a 100% win rate. Oh, Kazuma. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. Oh, Kazuma. I wish you were here. It's okay, he's not dead. I'll continue to deny it until the very end. I didn't see the body. He could be alive. He could be fine. You know, it's a possibility. I mean, people have survived broken necks. It's fine. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Oh, Kazuma. Watch over me. From your cryptic hiding. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Oh, another fun thing. With last time, with Sherlock Holmes, clarifying that the winter tax was abolished some 40 years ago, I'm finally able to narrow down the time period for this game, which would be the 1890s. So Kazuma in the first case was really rounding up when he said 20th century. Like, we're not there yet, but this also means that currently it is the Victorian era and Queen Victoria is still alive, and she will be until 1901. So yeah, we have a little while until like other pressing matters like the Great War or fun things like planes. Yeah, let's go. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed. There he is again. Dracula. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. I want to suck the blood. The defense is ready, my lord. Blah, 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 blah. The Nipponese are truly fascinating. Alright. Sorry? What? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. Like, this bitch better not drop something places, I swear. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. And yet I beat your ass in court. Well, kind of. I held my own at least. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try and help the accused, I suppose. Typical independence, arrogance. Alright. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Sasato-san? No. Get him, tear apart. After all, our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. There's back to the line again.
Forget my chalice or some shit.
Boo. Very true. And most fascinating. If dark, trial it was too. A tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted, and his unfortunate, violent end. It feels kind of in bad taste to do that, buddy. Bruh.
Thank you, counsels! I see both sides are in fine fettle.
What is fettle?
Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public?
Wait a second. Bruce? Is that Bruce? Bruce Fairplay? Does he make a fucking play on his own name? Son of a bitch. What? Is this allowed? Is this allowed? Wait, jurors are... They can't know the victim or the accused. They can't know either party. And they can't have any relation to like the representatives either. So like the counsels. So like the prosecutor or the defense lawyer. Oh, I guess technically speaking, he doesn't have any of that. Damn it! What's this guy doing back here? Didn't expect to see him again. Oh my gosh.
You never know where you might be down in your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
Oh, hello, lady. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Okay. But you're supposed to be impartial. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. I just said! I just said it's illegal for jurors to know either the accused or the victim. And you're the accused landlady. You can't be in here, ma'am? Ma'am, did you not disclose this? You can't be here. Oh my god. Oh, was that a thing they added in later? Like right now in the late 1800s, it's still like a free-for-all. The jury system is a mess. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's her name again? Gildeb something? Joan. Her name is Joan. Oh god. Joan! Get out of here! I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that the mustache foreigner did the deed. She's both biased against the fucking accused and also, like, she knows him. Like, this is... Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, what are we waiting for? Don't die anyway. Sir? Eh? Sorry? You didn't quite catch that!
Very well. Let us proceed.
I love how they're like, yeah, there's two jurors on the stand that are blatantly biased, but yeah, they can stay. You know, impartiality be damned.
Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zieks.
Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with the raising power in the Far East. The accused in the doctrine is a student from that same man, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our countries have extended this foreign student, the warmest of welcome. You know, the warmest of welcomes and the finest of racism. Regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. Oh! Sir! It's barely been 5 minutes. It's barely been 5 minutes and you're throwing glasses. You know what? You know what? Last time you got me temporarily with that slam of yours. I was like, ooh, maybe he's not so bad. But no. You're back on the bad list. You're fucking bad on the bad list. The list of characters I don't like. How dare you? Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime?
I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst! Bloody oath they are!
Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of...
Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna throw hands.
He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. You can't vote. I haven't even made opening statements yet. I fucking hate this system. I hate this system. I hate this system so much. You don't even listen to facts. You shouldn't be able to make a decision before listening to all the facts and arguments. Why are you here? Jury number 6. You're my favorite one. You are unproblematic because you can't understand shit, apparently.
Sorry? Didn't quite catch that.
Fuck you. Pray. Don't do it then! Forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollow chalice here in this great... Don't! This great chamber. Listen, man, dude. Okay, listen to this, okay? This is gonna be a hot take, okay? How about instead of asking for forgiveness every time, you simply don't do the thing you know is wrong, and rude, and fucking messy. There's gonna be glass shards all over the ground, and do you know how hard wine stains are to get out? Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Fuck yourself. Very well. Bailiff, I'm fucking inspector. Oh my fucking god. This case has barely started and I'm pressed. I'm so fucking pressed already. Lead the inspector in, please. Gregson, I swear to god. Is this Gregson? Fucking Gregson. I swear to god, Gregson, don't make me throw hands. Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir! Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector in Scotland Yard. Would you please surmise the events of the case for the court, Inspector? Oh my god, she's so cute. This is the first time we've seen the victim. I mean, yeah, this is the first time we've seen the victim. We've only seen a silhouette from her back before. And she's so adorable. The victim was thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. Olive Green? Like the color she's wearing. I beg pardon, Inspector? For to be? Cause she hasn't woken up yet. Jane Doe. Yes! I've been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife. The victim fell unconscious. That was 3 years ago now. And she's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Comatose! I see. But her life's not in danger? I feel like any person who's in a coma for like, I don't know, more than a day, that's like not a medically induced coma. Like, that's not a good sign. I'm no medical expert, so feel free to correct me. But that's not a good sign. But her life's not in danger? Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. So what will it be? Aggravated assault with a weapon? Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at the street map. Alright. Actually, this makes me wonder how he's making everyone look at the street map. Because I don't think they have projectors or anything like that yet, do they? So he's just pulling out this map from his like breast pocket and like holding it up, and everyone in the gallery is like squinting at it like, what's that? What's that? As I mentioned, oh sorry, wrong voice. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement, running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing, as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, We've been unable to make a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Sure would have been handy yesterday.
Thank you, Inspector! The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please.
Alright, we have the case file. Let me quickly read that. Hush hush now. Let me quickly... Yeah, yesterday the only evidence we picked up was this, which he just showed, and this, which is basically a time card for where and when Mr. Natsume was. So hopefully that comes in handy. But for now, let's check this out. Incident report. Details. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Like, did they get a spine? Why is she unconscious? Victim. Olive green. Female, stout build. Early 20s. Location. Pavement of Briar Road, East Side. Reporting officer. Royally Beat. Like a beat cop. Royally Beat. Additional notes. Victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from a single stab wound from a large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't sound good for us. What of the weapon that was used? Oh yeah, do we have the knife? That's not a large knife, that's tiny! It's a switchblade! It's the same type as the one Jura number, 3 or whatever, had in the first case. Wait, was it... he couldn't have come back to stab this lady, I doubt it. But yeah, it's a small knife. Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Ouch. Big things sometimes make me scared to walk down the street now. It's not big, it's tiny, it's small. It's a switchblade. Switchblades aren't big. How big is this? Explain. With a heavy blade like that, almost anyone would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even this scraggle-looking Sosaki-san, I suppose.
A common old garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript.
I don't know what a jackknife is, but I guess... Yeah, like this is the kind of stuff you see in like Swiss Army knives. Aren't they small? Like 15 centimeters from like tip to like hilt end, like at most. That's not a big knife. There are much bigger knives.
Thank you, Inspector! The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Okay, let's quickly give that a gander.
Well then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume?
No motive so far. Okay. Let me open this up. Don't mind me. Yeah, it's a... Wait. The tip's missing. Oh! Look here, Miss Naruhodo. Just at the tip.
Just the tip?
A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right. Well spotted, Mrs. Sato.
I wonder what would have happened to it.
Did it break off inside the victim? Yes, you don't think. It could be still lodged in the victim, do you?
Oh dear! I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
That does sound terribly painful. Hopefully the medical staff will be taking care of that. Nothing else to see here, I guess. Apart from the blade itself? Oh! That's delightful. Okay. Any other clues? No such luck. Alright. Open up. Flip!
Yeah, it's not that big in my opinion. These tend to be, in my experience, not very big.
So like, what the hell are people going on about? Large knife.
Large?
How's that large? Explain. I don't know. Maybe they are like larger variants that I just haven't seen. But I tell you what was a large knife? The dagger in the first case. Now that was a big knife. From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she was a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have anything much but pinching, my lord.
I see. Well, in that case, I'll be looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim.
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to go out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
So yeah, we should lower charges, I guess. If theft and grievance had been ruled out as the motive, well, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? You arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way. Okay, while I can't disagree with that, you can also commit crimes without motive. Like, yeah, generally speaking, that's only really important in like murder cases where you need both the mens rea and the actus rea, so like motive and the action. Otherwise, it's not murder. It's like just like manslaughter or like I forget, but there's like other things. But yeah, so this isn't a murder case, and there was an aggravated assault. I feel like motive isn't as important. Of course, again, I could be wrong. I'm just wildly speculating. But yeah, it was pretty heavy-handed that they arrested him just based on like he was at the scene of the crime. Although I can understand why they arrested him. It is kind of suspicious that he ran away. Like he's the only person seen with the victim, and he ran.
Objection!
What the fuck? He just picked it up and threw it. What the fuck, dude? Bro! Freshly uncorked. He threw a full bottle of wine into the public gallery? Into the public gallery? Where there are people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you bring in that bottle of wine just to fucking fling it at people? What the hell is wrong with you? The wine's gonna go everywhere. Oh my god, you're gonna get sued, dude! Dude! You're gonna get sued! What the? Oh my god. Also, his hand's like super strong. He like flung that like it was nothing. And that bottle had to at least be like half a kilo. Because he poured a cup, but it was mostly full, right? He flung it like it was nothing. With 2 fingers. How the fuck did you do that? With practice? You've done this enough to have practice? Oh my god, this guy. But your words have soured this hallowed bouquet? Yes. I struggle with French words, I'm sorry. For it is you, my murdered friend, who's being heavy-handed here. I am gonna throw a glass at your face soon. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question.
Oh, as if police corruption doesn't exist, okay.
Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. I'm gonna tear this bitch apart. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir! Man, it's fucking wrong.
Mr. Natsume's arrest.
As I said, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was unusually light fog. There was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, but there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. So Seki-san. Those being the number of old books he had just bought, he was on his way home from the bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
It does seem rather damning, but at the same time, if he truly intended to commit this crime, like, that was a really stupid way to commit crime.
Of course, there have been plenty of people who have committed very stupid crimes. Okay. Oh, books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. I love how they took a photo while she's like still bleeding out. Oh, see, it's not that big. It's small. It's a small knife. It didn't even, come on, guys, y'all exaggerating. That being said, of course, still not ideal to be stabbed with any sort of knife, no matter how big or small. But I do feel like I have to point out this ain't a big knife.
Oh yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring.
How do you know they're his books, not her books?
I will take the photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Alright. You Nipponese are a spineless breed. Too cowardly to admit defeat. I'm gonna gloss him. I'm gonna fucking gloss you. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. I'm gonna fucking pick up that fucking candlestick and just... Well, I'm gonna commit fucking battery right now. Here with this courtroom, I swear to God.
Forgive me, Lord Van Sykes, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mrs. Otto?
You go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now that you mention it,
when we visited him in prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened.
as I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was. Just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed into the cold hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my cursed lodgings.
A green overcoat?
Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print was wearing.
Oh my! A photographic print in full color! What will the world come up with next?
Oh boy, wait until you find out about phones, smartphones. Mine's gonna be blown. The defendant had done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. Morally, not good, but criminally, I don't think he's guilty. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. Fuck you. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them. The victim and the accused.
And you're forgetting, there was a witness. Wasn't the witness there? Fuck you. Suck on a lemon.
In other words, there was nobody else who could have possibly stabbed the woman. Bite your hand. In fact, a fact that the accused concedes.
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Okay. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Oh, man, fucking hell. Mr. Natsume's arrest. Alright, let's just start pressing and hope for the best.
I said it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred.
Tell me about the fog, please.
A light fog, you say?
Oh, right for London. See the opposite side of the street for once. Not much further, though. That's light, is it?
Round these parts? Yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course.
I read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
This time of year, fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Oh, yikes.
Indeed. Just the other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Sister San and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
Remember to always stop, look, and listen before you cross the road. But yeah, I remember there was also an incident in the 1900s where there was an unusually dense fog that turned into like a smog, right? And like half a dozen people like died due to various accidents and stuff during the super heavy fog. Like it was pretty crazy. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. I'm gonna stab you with a fork. Visibility was reasonably good. There was no one else but the victim and the accused. Press. How are you able to state that with any certainty, if there were only the victim and the accused? Don't know if it's just me, but your voice currently has a squeaky echo whenever I talk. Oh no. Sometimes, yeah, my microphone is not good. Wait, let me quickly unplug and replug and see if that helps it. One moment. Okay, I honestly do not know if that helped or anything, but praying that it did. Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. 2 witnesses. Ah yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. Ah, squeak's still there. Okay, I have no idea what thing is. How bad is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me see if I can add and edit this audio capture. Okay, I'm really sorry about this. Sorry about the microphone issues. I might stop and restart this if it's that bad. Let's see. Come on. Microphone. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that was the wrong button. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay. God. How do I listen to myself? How can I add this in? Oh, it's fine now? Okay, sorry. Clicking something helped. Oh my god. Okay, sorry for the issues. Sorry for the audio issues. And thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Okay. Glad that's working now. Alright, back to the case. Let's see. That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
That's correct, ma'am.
Oh, right slap. Then we must hear the testimony.
The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
I am unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in light, at night, in the night, by gas streetlights. The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Right? Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
Which means we really need to hear those witness statements.
Alright. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. It seems the counsel for defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. Oh man. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement.
Hold it!
Now let's press this too, just to see if we get more information. From behind, you say?
That's right. As you can see from this print.
Yeah, the knife's pretty obviously sticking up from behind. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. As you say, this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition, comatose no less.
I'm afraid so, my lord.
Yes.
She's being treated at Bart's. Bart's.
I was hopeful she'd come round before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events.
Luck is on your client's side, it seems.
Bleh.
Ah, real scared, sweetheart.
Oh, on the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Oh, real scared, sweetheart. It's okay. We'll keep trying our best.
The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over this floor. Hold it!
How do you know they're his? Mr. Natsume's belongings?
I think you find it's all here in the photographic print of the crime scene.
3 books. But whether hers or his, we have a second-hand book receipt. Ah, exactly 3 books. Okay, well, that's not good. I wonder the titles match.
Yes, the 3 books on the floor.
That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course.
Aw, it's a shame.
The accused could have easily carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other was free for stabbing.
Fuck you, speculation, shut up.
God, his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
Objection. How dare you? How dare you? He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with books. He managed to close that one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back?
That must be what happened, my lord. Yes.
Okay.
Hold it!
Since we can't read the names of the books in the picture, I'm hoping he will tell us what they are. And I'm hoping they were like her books and not his books. I don't know. Oh god, I'm grasping for straws here. The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis.
Righto? Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature.
I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention.
The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books.
Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector?
Your books?
Oh, well, if I must, I have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, how far away was it?
The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books.
Not the place I'm looking for.
A little place in the corner of Briar Road and Merstham Street? As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home.
he wasn't at Bourbon Books.
Something like this.
Aha! Aha!
Got him. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from this particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
The most important point that the inspector just made being the bookshop's name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
What?
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Maybe? Oh yeah, well, you know. I mean, yeah! It could be a very important clue. Very well! Note that I can see it being of... Not that I can see it of being any greater significance. Please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic?
Probably on minimum wage. I feel like he has a right to be. Alright, actually, what's your last line? Let me just check that again. Okay, perfect. Now we can present, hopefully, this. Your books!
Objection! If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
Aw, Ryunosuke rubs the back of his head just like Phoenix. Must be in the genes.
Yeah, I feel like all his reactions are so much like Phoenix's. The genetic memory is truly strong. They're exactly the same. I love that for them. What is it, Sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know?
Don't wave your chips threateningly. This is the receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books.
And you found that in the accused room, did you?
Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
Your Books? Y-O-R-E, I presume?
Ah, that's a pretty good presumption. I would have never guessed if I had heard it.
Yes, my lord. So, Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. What? Inspector? Do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that... Well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it. Objection! Poor detective work. But in fact, it is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And there's receipt... And this receipt proves it.
Objection!
Object my ass, fuck you. I mean, if it was a completely different place and he could have taken a different path home, it does make a difference. Fucking Van Yikes, fuck you. Yes, for what difference it makes? Wherever the man purchased his musty tubes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Objection! Exactly, objective. I disagree. I mean, after all,
I have a street map here, if that might be of help.
Yeah, thank you.
Where's Your Books?
Have a look at this, please.
If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, he would have taken that path, most likely.
Then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed the location at all. Could that be true? This is a fine point of reasoning, I agree, Ryunosuke. However, you must remember that Soseki-san literally admitted to us. Like, he told us that he was about to pass the woman when she fell over, like she had gotten stabbed, so... I don't know where this avenue is going, but I doubt it will take us far. Oh man, Bruce, why are you back here? Could that be true?
My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility.
Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. Inspector Gregson! Where is this your books establishment? It's gonna be like right next door or something. Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that your books...
Oh, it's in a different corner.
is just here on the next corner of Mercham Street, going east.
Local maps information has been updated in the court record.
Ahaha! And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh. Whoa. You got another bottle of wine and another glass? Who's passing these fucking things to you? Are you keeping them under your cloak? My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown. The way he regales us with just witticisms. Wait. I mean, yeah, sure, but if this was a Professor Layton puzzle, I'd say that, you know, it's equal this, like, you could go this way, yes, but you could have also go this way. Although going diagonally does take longer, I suppose. Yes, but I don't know. Is this like a Professor Layton thing? Where it's like, oh yes, this right angle is longer than this other weird angle. This obtuse angle. And this is actually the shorter route home. And that's the route that he took. I don't know. To your future career in the circus.
You put that glass down, or I'll put it down for you!
Yes, Susato, tear that bitch apart! Didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of Robin books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. I mean, why not Calabash Road? Was it closed? Yes, thank you, Inspector! Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. Fuck you! God! I'm gonna purchase water balloons and throw them at you. How dare you? Wherever the man purchased his mossy terms, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Oh, Ryosuke, don't give up so easily.
As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. Joan.
What'd I say? I have enough of this show. Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that?
Miss Naruhodo, we mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
She's absolutely right.
We must think. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
Ah, fuck. The claim Sosaki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way from your...
Well, I have to raise an objection. I can't just leave it. Especially not after what Sasato-san just told me.
The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. How is it flawed? I don't know, but we'll find out. Explain yourself, counsel! Yeah, sure. Sure would love to explain myself. Yeah, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings... Did he go down Calabash Road? Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between two places. Yeah, Calabash Road. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. Yes, he arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Shove that objection up your ass. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that... That what? That route is what is commonly referred to as the long way round. So he could have been stopping to smell the roses? You don't know him? That's not a good argument. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route? Also, he was new to the area, so maybe he just didn't know there was a shorter route. Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious road back to his lodgings and the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
You can't make a decision based on such assumptions, my dude. But, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. That's right, as I said, Bloke seems to have spent his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. Brilliant. I don't believe this! Nope. You bow again, I'll fucking smash your head in with that glass, I swear to God. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still... Who's holding it? Whom's... You! No! Fuck you. I agree with Lord Van Zieks! Wholeheartedly in every way! What? I don't believe it! Does that mean? We members of the jury are completely convinced now. I'm gonna set this court on fire, I swear to God. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the... I'm gonna set your robes on fire, sir. To present your findings to the court.
Guilty!
Son of a...
Guilty.
Son of a bitch!
Guilty.
They're voiced.
Guilty!
Fuck you.
Guilty! Guilty!
Fucking God. I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so angry. I mean, arson seems easy enough to achieve in this courtroom. Exactly! I'm just gonna knock that stupid scale over and everything will go up in flames. Yeah. Is that lacquered wood, huh? Is that lacquered wood, the bench? Is that, lacquered wood? You know how easily that goes up in flames? Fuck you! Okay. It appears this jury's leadings are unanimous. Oh, wait, no, I got that, the other thing. I forgot what it's called. I guess I still have a chance. If you fucking, I'm gonna gloss you. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve the Queen and country admirably. I'm gonna shank you. Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales in the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of courage not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your right again in this trial? The right of defense pertaining to antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Yes. Call it antiquated if you will. But it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. And I choose to do so.
Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination.
Haha. And you also have to shut up during this case, so we'll have to hear from you again. I mean, Baruch is also just much more composed and confident than Ryosuke, which probably doesn't help his case. That's true. Sorry. That's true. Like, every single time he opens his mouth and speaks, it's like as if he's stating facts. Even when it's just rampant fucking speculation on his behalf. He's a good lawyer, but I don't know, I still want to give him a wedgie.
Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Also, I'm not crazy, right? That juror is Bruce Fairplay? Or something? Like, is this allowed? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that, yeah. He just confirmed it. It's the same guy. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper on his uncle's refusal to throw in his alley.
Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Yeah, it's Bruce Flake. Props not allowed in the real world, but this is Ace Attorney. Yeah! That's what I was molding about. Like, both him and also, like, mostly Joan. Joan, what's her last name? Garadeb? Like, she can't be here. You're not allowed to be on a jury if you know or are related in some way to the accused or the victim. I'm like 99% sure you're not allowed. But then again, you're right. This is the Ace Attorney world, and also like late 1800s. So, what do I know? For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
If he said that woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it could have only been the victim.
The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter.
So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
Really don't care! Can we just wrap this up now? Got work to be doing. More books. Yes. Nice shop, that. But bourbon books? Not worth a visit. Oh, the guy's also wearing green. If it turns out that Soseki-san saw that juror instead of the victim, I'm gonna lose my shit.
With only minor exceptions, the reasoning for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear.
When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in a green overcoat sink to the ground before his very eyes.
Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant has fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Ugh, why do you have to run away like that? That's true. Running away did not help. Can I... I can't read these books. I can't read these books. I really, really want to know what the titles of these books are, so I can cross-reference it with these books. Like, are those even his books, or were they just the victim's books? Because they said that the victim also enjoyed perusing secondhand bookshops. So they could be just hers. In which case we can't even place Satsuki-san at the scene of the crime. But of course I can't read this. Curse you, Ace Attorney. Ugh, okay. And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that no one can see? It's impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue...
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I have to make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Just need to keep this trial going, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryosuke, you can do it! Come on, Ryosuke, you can do it! I believe in you. Yeah! Pace, walk. Alright. I guess I'll just have to... I don't... Said that a woman green collapsed. Could have only been the victim. Not in winter. Attack from behind. Don't care. Alright, you, sir.
Hold it!
Did you elaborate? Sorry, fold it, you say? Fold what? No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there. Yes, I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. Oh. What time do you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon. It would have been just before 5 that you left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh, yes, no mistake there. I remembered it all well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on ice and dogged my head. Wait, was the scream and the fall actually him? Oh my fucking god, I swear to god. I'm gonna lose my shit. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. It's when it's most slippery. When the snow just stopped falling. Knocked myself clean out, I did. Really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road. That's right. I live on Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6. I must insist that you add this information to your formal statement. It will be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. Significant.
It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective.
Like, all their opinions are rather subjective. I'm gonna fucking... Okay. I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something.
We can use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly.
Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. If any of their assertions are at odds, I'll put them mercilessly against one another.
Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other.
I will. Wait, what did you change your statement to? Can I check? I slipped over that evening on Calabash Road. Got myself clean up, you know. Can I pit this against this lady?
why it could have only have been the victim. Let's press her first.
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to have seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of them.
Well, right! That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim.
Yes, I think I can press them. Pick them, I say. There, look back.
And clearly, that funny little Japanese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let's not forget, madame, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Oh, well, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if it's a lie you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible?
Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds?
I can tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. Bitch. That's what's going through my mind right now. Bitch ass. Ugly ass hat. Actually, no, it's a nice bonnet. I can't lie, it's a nice bonnet.
I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was no one else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must have been the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you're too kind, my lord. Blah blah.
That went well for her. Okay, and I'm about to tear that down. Pit, pit, pit. I want to pit you against you.
Objection!
Oh, that seems rather generic. I'm hoping that I didn't mess up. Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. Flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? What, juror number 2? Juror number 6?
My, whatever do you mean, sir?
Pardon?
I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact in which we can't be sure here. The bookshop receipt. That we can be sure here. Can be sure? History. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. What he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are well aware of this. The young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madame?
My, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. The same afternoon, there was someone else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell on the icy streets of the neighborhood.
My!
Yes. My goodness, you mean? I do. That's right. I'm referring to, of course, the hard of hearing juror number 6. You know what? It sure was lucky this guy ended up being a juror. Like, if this guy wasn't a juror, I'll be fucked, dude.
Are you really suggesting? The person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman at the end of the bench here with me today?
That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man had a somewhat similar build to the victim. Oh, look at that!
My goodness me!
Sorry? Need to pee? And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long road back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot old man! Have you haven't been so daft as to be roaming about there? You boxed us off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking? Where's such a befuddling coat?
Are they really attacking him? For perhaps revealing that the man is innocent? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna set this whole place on fire, I swear to god. What did you say to me?
I think it's a lovely coat, sir.
Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the street these days? A crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles or wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it?
No, sir. I think it's very lovely. Yes, ma'am? My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
Switch it, switch it.
Yes, yes, yes.
You like to change your leading, I presume?
I do declare that I would. I shall call for the verdict of not guilty.
Thank you. And I would too. Oh, thank you. Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well?
No, sir. Please do, sir. Oh. Yeah! Well done, Miss Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we managed to change a couple of minds at least. And strengthen our position somewhat.
Yes, and this will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Miss Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. And Zeiss is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. Yeah, fuck you. You have to be silent. Suck it. Thank you, counsel! On with the summation examination, please. Yes, sir. Yes, my lord.
Okay. Now, for pity's sake, he didn't admit it, okay? Oh, so now that we know that he's on Calabash Road, we know that you're wrong. Do I pit you against him though? If I press you and you say that, excuse me, aren't you
Bruce? Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or side of it anyway.
If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
Are you willing to bank on your decision? That's right. After the gold rush down under,
After the gold rush down under, I came to London for work. Wait, is that why he says fair dinkum? Because I was wondering, I'm like, fair dinkum is a very Australian, like, slang term. Like, I didn't realize the English also used it.
but is he just a fucking Australian dude? Who is a bloody Aussie mate? Bloody Aussie mate working in London, working as a banker? Huh? And all was going swimmingly until you started frolicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day.
No, don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. Fuck you.
You had me and the young hatter pegged as criminals.
Oh, well, you know, water under a bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around and the police have been badgering me non-stop.
Oh, well, if I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. I'm free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Thank goodness.
Right? maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history.
Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Yeah, Mr. Lady First.
Hope he's okay. I really know no Australian slang, but it does seem possible. Yeah. Like, down under, comes to London for work. Is he Australian? I don't know. Australian? Should I give him a bloody Australian? Nah, sorry. I immediately apologize. I'm very bad at accents, but I keep indulging myself. Yeah, well, I hope First is okay. Alright, and you changed your mind? The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on this. Okay, so we know this is untrue because he was on Calvert-Dash Road. But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken from your books. Oh, yeah, like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Yeah, Calabash Road. That's right. Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows it did. Is there? Isn't there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. Hey, I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'll be different. I'll be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. Okay, ally. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'd be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Alright, so we need to find a way. Wait, does it have something to do with the fact that you're working? What? Are you doing road work, sir?
Hold it!
Are you doing road work? Please tell me you're doing road work. A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too. So is my family's. Oh. The likes of you wouldn't understand. A laborer like me can't afford to take time off. Oh, have they not introduced paid jury duty yet? Ugh. That's rough, buddy. If I don't work, I don't eat. I do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs to be doing. If you're late and the word's taken, it's tough. Oh, this time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're off the cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn to dusk. It is. So you were out digging up roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? Yes, maybe I do have a leg to stand on. That's right. In fact, if I remember rightfully, it was just round the corner from where it all happened. By the old bookshop it was. What? Another coincidence? Okay. Whew. We are so lucky that all these bastards are in the jury. Oh my gosh. That's right. Mersham Street it was? Mersham Street. Right alongside Briar Road. Parallel. Oh, not parallel. Perpendicular? On the map, Miss Naruhodo, there's only 3 named streets. Add it. Juror number 5. I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now? Please, sir. It's important. Fine. I'll do it then. Thank you. On the day it happens, I'll stay up Mersham Street from dawn to dusk. If there was roadwork here, then of course he would have taken Calabash Road. Yes, I can pit. Pit. In the pits. With you. Pit.
Objection!
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another.
At odds, counsel? Explain yourself.
But please don't point! It wasn't me, I swear! Oh, sorry, sir.
What? I just want this to get done and dusted.
Well, jury number 3?
Oh, me, sir.
What do you mean? Jury number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our maps in the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. On the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Merchant Street, making it impossible. Which means the defendant Rouse Ho had to have been, could not have taken him along Merchant Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course! What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way.
Excellent.
So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose that must be right, eh?
Jury number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But, we see now, he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. You may. Yes? I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'll like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Yeah. What about you, sir?
Who? Me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Well, that examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes, 2, the noes, 4. The noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Don't object. Go fuck yourself. I hope you cut yourself and the glass keeps shattering. Boo, you whore. Could it seem girlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. No, you're not forgiven. Lord Van Dykes? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by Eastern entertainer. Eh?
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
Yeah. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I haven't tricked anyone! Everything I said is the truth. Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I do believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you excavated, sir.
That's right. Took me a whole day, and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Wow, shit. Damn, you really do need to unionize me, dude.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me.
Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yard represents?
Nope. No, I have no idea. Is it like 2 meters? 2 meters? 2 meters is pretty far. I mean, also, is it 2 yards squared? It does seem pretty big.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Yeah, there we go. 2 meters. That's pretty big.
Less than 2 meters?
What? No, it's pretty big.
Yeah, metric system all the way. Yeah, metric represent.
That's not much at all. it's pretty big. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor? How long are your legs, sir? How long are your legs? In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. This man he's just fucking, this is tall privilege speaking, okay? This is tall privilege speaking. He has long legs and he's like, oh yeah, 2 meters, easily sidestep, no worries. Bitch, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Would you not agree, my stalwart friends? No, I don't agree! Me? Well, I can't see it wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it! What a waste of time to put up safety signs, he says. Bruh. I wouldn't dream of it! What a waste of time! No, coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway. We'll just turn any gentlefolk back where they came. Kids just jump right over us all the 2 meters? 2 meters? It's funny that Barack just expects people to be kangaroo hopping over pits on the way home. Exactly! He literally is just like 2 meters. That's hardly even a sidestep. Just a hop, a skip, and a jump away. What are these people on? Like, I understand this is like an anime world or whatever, where physics is probably like different. But 2 meters? Kids jump 2 meters all the time? 2 meters is like an entire door frame, okay? Like vertically. That's not a small distance. Oh my gosh. What? Can I just be like, sir, my client was short, has short legs. He couldn't have done it. Is that a valid argument I could present? It doesn't say how tall he is, but maybe I could.
Oh, hey Gregson, is that what you look like without a hat? Oh, that's nice. I do like your hair, you look very distinguished, sir.
But how tall are you? You're just a fucking giant? Is that why you don't care for the measly 2 yards you can just hop over? Fuck you. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. No?
Is it true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. Were they? What were the titles? Give me the titles. There could be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And old man. Old man? You can talk. You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time?
Yeah, because people have eyes on the back of their heads.
Oh, I can't say I remember.
You don't remember?
How about a wager, my learned friend?
Yeah, I'll take you. I'll fucking take you on.
You say it was this old man that the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Okay, now he got me there. Not yet. I'll take the bet though. What do you want to bet? You want to bet money? Huh? Want to bet honor?
You can't bet honor because you have none, sir.
Order! Order! On Van Zykes, explain yourself!
My lord?
If you had such a trenchment argument up your sleeve,
why in the world did you not proffer it during the
Because he can't.
Did you forget? You're a judge. You should know this. It's in the thing. The prosecution can't speak during the summation examination. I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. God, I'm gonna punch you, I swear to God. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. Ugh. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord! The prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand.
Granted! Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses!
Its next witnesses? It's Naruhodo, do you not remember? There were witnesses to the crime. I've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Van Dyke brings to the stand as his witness, no matter what they say, I believe in Sosaki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. Oh! Oh, okay, good. Oh.
Witnesses?
Please state your name and occupations for the court. They're matching scarves. Is it one scarf? Are you guys sharing a scarf? That's so cute. Oh my god. Are you okay, sir? Oh my god. Oh, Rolly beat! The beat cop! Constable Rolly beat, sir! Nothing to report in the streets, sir! Oh, sir? And I'm Miss Beat. Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were siblings at first. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. And he's snoozing. No. It was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Hardly surprising.
Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beats is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Yeah, Gregson told us.
Indeed, apart from the rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, clear the streets, check that meters are running true, and they're responsible for keeping the streets clean, and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights.
There's a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
Wouldn't just be falling asleep at my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago.
But it does go without saying that policemen's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals.
Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby. I'm sorry. Just the concept of such a serious man saying the word Bobby is hilarious to me. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. Roly-poly. And a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Constable Rolly Beat, sir! Nothing to report on the street, sir! What a great witness he's going to be. Oh, sweetheart.
Very good! I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir.
Oh, sir. You alright, buddy?
It was our wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed to the floor, and the other scattered something before running off. I ran straight over, of course, and went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day. But there was a fog.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If the testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed.
It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary too.
Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for an evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Oh, no worries. I just saw someone get possibly, assaulted. But I still got a day out with my mans. Gosh, the life of a London bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it is without doubt the accused, Mr. Sosaki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Ugh.
Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense. Commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay.
Wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking me out for a meal.
What have we got? Still so mad that they won't let us just give me the titles. What does that say?
Bah. Bah.
Doesn't seem like any of those books. What did they say? Just give me the titles of the books. Don't you guys have them in evidence? Okay. Actually, let's just press everything and see what we get. No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Miss B?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women and children and elderly can't even apply.
Ah, yes, classic 1800 sexism. Well, I think you probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
Oh, jeez. I just finished my beat. And I were heading down back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
Ma'am? You're married to this man and a clothing change? Do you have face blindness? What the hell? Do you have face blindness? Do you have face blindness? If you have face blindness, then you can't have positively identified. Okay.
Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
Yeah, no, that doesn't seem healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You're going for a meal after you finish your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir, yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir! As long as I am the proud owner of this, I serve my city and my queen to the end. And what is that? Oh, what's that now? My warrant card, sir! Proof I'm a London copper. It's the noble founding principles of the force written on it, as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir? Oh, sir? And for such noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without grumble. Because I know that, being a police is important, I guess. Wait, can I see this? Warrant? Not warrant. What was it called again? Is it a warrant? Is it a warrant? Because I know the plotting on my boots. Because I know the plotting on my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. Sir? But sir! Just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot, being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife just how much I care. Aw, that's kinda cute. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Okay. Oh, what a charming couple! Their young love is such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps?
And then, I'll describe what happened next.
Oh wait, so we don't get to see. Okay.
Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us.
Hold it!
Two silhouettes?
That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction.
Okay. There's a rather... Oh, they look up.
Followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
Yes, fortunately it does. And just certain at the time that there was no one else nearby.
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there were streetlights on Briar Road, you see. And there was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
No, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. Briar Road is dead straight and you can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And there's a street line as well. I didn't see any other pedestrian. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer please, Mr. Beat. I'm quite sure of what you just said. Are you quite sure of what you just said? Sir? Yes, sir! As a copper who spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets, I swear on it, sir. As sure as my love for Patricia is true.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly.
They're still maintaining there was no one else other than the victim and the attacker. I can't decide if their relationship is cute or mildly worrying. You and me both, friend. Like on one hand, it's nice that they show open affection with one another, but on the other hand, it's I don't know. Like the whole shared scarf yanking thing feels weird. I think they feel really codependent. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see to see if this is cute or not. We have to withhold our judgment whether it's cute or not. Ugh.
They're still maintaining that there was no one else other than the victim and the attacker.
It's starting to seem like that must be really how it happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He filled the scene all too convincingly.
Thank you, I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other one scattered something before running off.
Hold it!
Scattered what, precisely? Was it the books? Can I please get the titles of the books now?
Scattered something. What do you mean by that? Well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then we got closer, we realized it was books. Oh, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
Yeah, what? Yeah, that's right. Those small books.
I see. Oh, books.
Sir? Yes, sir! The culprit dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Indeed. As clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That Russian Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him. He was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the taut mouth, the stubbed nose, everything. Any more insults you want to throw in? Oh no!
That's right. He looked down at that poor, defenseless woman, those terrifyingly intense eyes, and then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
Eh? I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. Was he framed then? Wait, did someone frame him specifically because they knew that he would have books? Because throwing the books after the fact seems like a rather intentional thing to do. So was someone trying to frame a poor man, poor Soseki, for this crime? Nani the hell? May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife.
Yeah, we get it. Stop harping on about that, man.
Now please, continue. Sir? Yes, sir? Oh, pal, buddy.
You ran straight over, of course, then went for help with a nearby police box.
Hold it!
It's a police box. And how near was it? Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
No, what? Ah, yes. That's right. I asked Miss Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. The Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. That's fair. Very loud about Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of the crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. Told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what exactly do you mean by the right police box? Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under, so she could go and report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The action of 2 model citizens.
Oh, please, you're making us blush, isn't he, darling?
Let the poor man sleep. He doesn't need praise. He needs rest. Yes, sir! What Patricia said, sir! Oh man. Let's move on, shall we?
It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day.
Hold it!
Surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? Oh, Jesus, using him as a weapon.
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know.
Right? Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone.
The light from the street lamps is more than enough.
Oh, for the poor man.
And my husband already told you about the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yeah, so you don't have to abuse him. Just let him go. Sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is when it's thick you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm.
Yeah, alright, I'll take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about? The poor man suffers enough from his job. He truly does suffer enough from his job. He does not deserve this. Oh god, you know what? I think I'm leaning towards a bad codependent relationship as opposed to a cute, nice relationship. Because I'm pretty sure that scarf is shared. I bet it loops round and they're both sharing the same scarf. Which, you know, would be cute if Patricia here wasn't using it like a leash.
The constant fog makes her eyes very sharp, you see. I don't think that's how fog works, but okay. That's why I can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Ugh.
Yeah, it was the accused, no mistake. Mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the tall mouth, snub nose. Unmistakable, sir! As far as this couple testimony is concerned, there can't be any question that it was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony?
What do you think, Miss Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So, if that's true, what does that leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no. Then what do we do? I have to keep pressing, I guess.
If Kazuma-sama were here...
Kazuma! Kazuma! What are you trying to say?
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within the testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
The statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony, which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt the pair's memory of the day is accurate, to doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
But put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in those statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial might reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Ugh.
Why do I always seem to be so up against it?
Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, out with it!
Ma'am? Ma'am? Stop marinating your husband, ma'am. Ma'am, that's a human being? What? No, it's really not that at all.
My husband's policeman, remember? I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the...
Yes! What about the books? Yes! Tell me all about the books.
I could tell you the name of every single one I could. Every single one. Finally!
Oh, stop. Oh, sweetheart.
And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
That will do, Miss Beat.
No, it won't do at all. The Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of.
I have an inkling.
If I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fists down. Perhaps you like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss Beat? Might that appease you?
Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would so precisely.
Oh, Thank God this person is so like insistent. I really want to know the name of those books. I bet they don't match.
Wouldn't it, darling?
This poor man's skull just rattling around. Like, I mean, his brain is just rattling around in his skull from being like yanked back and forth.
4 books. 4 books.
Hold it!
Yes, we know that there were books struck at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at the time? Sleeping on his feet, I assume? Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest.
In the cold, wet snow?
He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Miss Pete, seeing as you regale the court the tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'll be happy to. Now, are you all listening? Oh, darling, I'm listening so very eagerly. There was the picture of Monsieur someone or the other, and what's it, yearnings?
Okay.
And there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thing about something.
Okay, never mind. She was not helpful. Wait. Okay, I think these actually do match the titles. Picture of what something yearnings, a meal for, and then I think there was a meal for Garbo, and then there was Canterbury yearnings, and a picture of. So there was an extra 4th book.
You see?
Yeah, I see. There's 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were all along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the. Damn it! Okay, so those were his books, but the fact that there's an extra book, I can contest at least. So I will in a fat second once I get through this. There were indeed books found at the scene with those titles along those lines, as he put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Did you agree, darling?
Oh Jesus, a fucking gun in court! What is with these people and just bring weapons into court? Stop doing that! You know, okay, one time, in high school, right, we went on this excursion, to a courtroom, right, to like check it out, basically. And like, I got fucking pulled aside by the security, because as we were going through, when we were checking our bags, my pencil case had a Stanley knife in it, right? Which, a Stanley knife is like this little, it's like a little blade thing. It's a small blade thing. Because I'm an art student, and I was doing a lot of like paperwork at the time, like cutting out paperwork. So like yeah, I had a standing blade in my pencil case, and I got fucking pulled aside, and it got like confiscated and everything, and I got in so much trouble. I got fucking detention for it when we got back to school, because our freaking teacher was an ass to me. She didn't like me. So she was like, I'm gonna give you detention for getting in trouble. Like, bitch, I lost a good Stanley blade there. Sorry. Either way, that is to say, courts have very strict security. So how the fuck are these people, just pulling out weapons left and right? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm still caught up about that, losing that Stanley blade. It was like, really nice, especially as a high school student. You don't have much money, right? And I spent like $20 or something on like this really nice one, and it got goddamn confiscated, and they didn't give it back. It was rough. Okay. Anyway, guy with a gun. Anyone who upsets my Patricia will have to answer to me to answer to. Terrifying. Yeah, she really is. So that's it. Okay, I can skip through this because we've been through this already. And then I can present the receipts for the 4 books at the end. Okay. Thank you, Sasato. I get it. I get it. I do have it. Alright. Last statement. Let's go. Last statement. 4 books. 4 books. Present. Present the second-hand book.
Objection!
So, you're saying that there were 4 books.
That's right. I remember all of them. To some degree. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it, yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingamy something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh, no! What floor?
Floor? Floor. Simply put, at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. And as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3? But
No,
that can't be. I remember seeing them. There are 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty books.
oh really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. I guess I could have also presented that. As you can clearly see from the evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
But I just don't believe it.
Oh god.
I saw them there, I swear it! I saw them!
No man, I'm afraid your power of observation cannot be relied upon.
But
So it cannot be denied that though you say it was a defendant you saw, it could very well have been mistaken.
oh no. Yeah, they are wearing one scarf.
Objection!
Sarah, can I help you? It is plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my Nipponese friend. What, are you gonna say that the 4th book was like hers or something? Miss Olive Green's? What? This is your like 4th class. Screw you. What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Okay, he got me there. He got me there! So he was striving to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? He seems right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. No, are you hiding a 4th book? What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. I'm gonna throw one on you. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
Oh,
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene of Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection!
But we don't see it. But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. Are you finally gonna get pictures from other angles? That print? You mean to say? Fuck you. Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. Yeah, it was her book. The Lion's... The Lion's Pride. The book Mr. John Gardeb was missing. Because his wife threw the flaming book out the window. Oh, we can even see the burn damage. What does this mean for us, I wonder? Does that change the time frame, I wonder, of the crime? Because They had the little fight also around 5 something. So I wonder if her holding onto that book means that we got the specifics about the time of the crime wrong. Ooh. I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. As you will observe. Bite your hand. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No! Order! Order!
There! You see? You see? Look at that! Look, look, look! This thingamajig something. So it is. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir! Patricia's always right, sir! Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Checklist? Miss Beat, titles once again, if you please.
Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur something or the other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
What's it, yearnings?
Canterbury yearnings.
A meal for someone?
A meal for Gaboret, in fact. And as the court just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Miss B's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir! Flawless, sir! Patricia is flawless! But there's only 3 books on the receipt, and Miss B mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should there be a 4th book? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It is not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's quarters. In other words, it belonged to the victim.
No, it belonged to Mr. John.
Garrett, I want to say. The victim was holding her own book? It's not hers.
I wonder what became of that 4th book.
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. Excellent, hand it over. We will submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord. Second crime scene photo has been added to the record, and also the lion's pride.
Yes, yes, yes.
The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add.
Well, I do.
You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance up until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. There are spirituous longer routes to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see? Everything we said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, sir! Oh, yes, Pat! Marry me, Pat! Postman Pat? So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Oh, no. Not yet. Not yet. I still have more shit to say. Wait, I don't need that one. I need this one. Burn damage!
Oh, look at this! The book has been badly burnt.
You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state. Especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire.
We're all scared, come on.
Okay, good. That's all I needed, though, I think. I think that's all I needed. I still have them in... Yes, I still have them here. Gary Deb, yes.
It's not gonna... An old knee injury means he's confined to a chair most of the time. Is this gonna be like, I don't know if you guys have watched Detective Conan? Like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Yeah, but like the very first episode is this guy who commits a murder, and his entire alibi is that, oh, I can't do it, I'm confined to a wheelchair because I have a broken leg. But it turns out that his leg healed like 6 months ago, and he was still like in a cast just so he would have an alibi for a murder. Hope it's not gonna be like that, because I don't know, that'd be weird. If I had a dime every single time someone pretended to have a leg injury to get away with murder or attempted murder, I'd have 2 dimes, which isn't much, but it's odd that it happened twice. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Shut your mouth. Or is a decision you have to make all too apparent already? Don't reconsider! God damn it. You have heard all the witnesses and seen all the evidence. The trial has run its course. Mrs. Naruhodo! I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position. I know, but if I fight back the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Morosuke, think. What do you do now? Raise an objection.
Objection!
We're not gonna wait and see. We have no more time to wait and see. I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend. It's over. That's not up to you to say. That last court examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. I have the lion's fucking pride. The die had been cast. There's no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but I'm still fighting. I still got shit to say. Does also help me?
If I may, Lord Friend Sykes? It seems somewhat boorish to close down their debate at this point.
Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Boy. I'm gonna fucking Molotov cocktail you. Oh, no, Susato, you're right. You're fine. Susato, you're fine. Ignore him. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you would have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, defend her.
One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Mrs. Sato. Please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see to pursue further?
The burnt book, come on. Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think?
Yes!
Yes!
It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So he must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand, and thank you, Mr. Sato. This is it. Sato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord.
Got it. Got it. Burnt book, burnt book.
Defense may present one further piece of evidence.
Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case has hitherto been overlooked. And that is the
Take
fourth
that!
book. The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
Shut your mouth. We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a fragrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. No?
Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You identified this clue at once? Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, my lord. It's, if you turn it around, it's burnt.
I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of this evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right. I'm gonna rotate this book 180 degrees.
Precisely where is the vital clue to this case which the fourth book conceals?
Rotate.
Got it!
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back? But the... Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp!
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? What? Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there's nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this child book hide? Joan! On the fucking jury, why didn't you tell us, huh? There's just one possibility here, which I can't bring myself to rule out. An outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage the Sartoma suffer?
It's Ona. It's Ona? My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. Fiona is not Miss Olive Green. About the book's owner.
I beg your pardon?
But we already know who the book belongs to. Yeah. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers.
No. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
Good gracious, how could you possibly?
Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Well, one of the members of the jury knows exactly what I'm talking about, buddy.
Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of the trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is owner of this burnt book?
Why?
Take that!
The answer is the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb.
The landlords?
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some fate at work, I don't know, but of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty is in this courtroom today. It's none other than Miss Garrideb herself. Oh, my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Miss Garrideb's wife, I'm his maid. things would be very much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garridub's house? I would never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say? Yeah, so she shouldn't be there, buddy. Implicate this hard-working member of the public? You besmirch her without a shred of evidence? We literally saw her yesterday. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed in the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garridub's house. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Oh, a fire, my lord. Right to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. Bally furniture starting to go up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Lion's Pride. By Jove! The very same title that's the subject of the debate. Oh, dear me!
Objection!
Object to my ass. This is risible. All we told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in the fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Perhaps that would make sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garridub was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garridub even amid the flames.
Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir! Patricia will never raise a finger against me, sir! Had all my favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There I was, backed up against the window, under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 by the dozen. The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him. Good gracious! Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted that very evening of the incident, and there are no reports of the Garridub's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garridub's household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and... Not even remotely! Let's not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Why don't we just ask Miss Joan Garridub? Does the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Yes. Do you earnestly claim that the book found in the scene was the flame projectile thrown by Mr. Garridub's wife? I do. I do, sir. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. That's quite enough! Oh, who's saying that? Joan? Yes, it is Joan.
Well, I hope that everyone can see for what you are, you fool little trickster! You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward! A mean coward!
Really?
Climbing our little tiffs at the whole neighborhood alike, honestly! Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It has nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you, it was never my intention.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense.
Oh jeez, that's what.
I should box your ears, what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
To right! Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this Nipponese spout his fancy foreign theories? But, think about it. Well, if you're from Australia, you're foreign too, you piece of shit. But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with a mustache. And he ran away from the scene too.
I do declare you're right.
It's true.
Yes! What did I tell you?
Makes sense to me. Sorry? What's that? Well. Oh! It would appear the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zieks? Fuck you. In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage.
No, wait!
The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Oh my fucking god. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them in your own time. I'm gonna grab that leg, and I'm gonna fucking flip you like a pancake. What? No forgiveness is courtesy this time? That's true. I guess he just gave up. He finally took my advice of not asking for forgiveness. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Fuck you.
Guilty.
Fuck you.
Guilty!
Fuck you.
Guilty!
Fuck you times 2.
Guilty!
Fuck you.
Guilty!
The fuck you too, old man. I was on your side. Son of a bitch. Oh my god, I'm gonna commit a crime. So he meant the discourtesy this time. He's pointedly trying to be rude to me. Oh god. I'm gonna set this whole place on fire. I am so angry. None of these people deserve to live. Is that mean? It's a little bit mean. No, it's not mean enough. This place is a farce. I'm gonna set a light to show everyone what it really is. A bloody farce. Thank you for that ambiguous response. Fuck you too, Judge. It's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up! I assuming that's Sato. Ah yeah, Mr. Sato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet! You're not suggesting another summation examination? Are we allowed more than one? Of course! The defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance! My lord! Defense asked to exercise its right to a summation examination. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve? I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. There's no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. God. Ah! We're getting to be continued. Okay. Fine. You know what? That's fine. I need to walk off this angle. What would Ryosuke do without Susato? Probably be a quivering mass of tears, I think. I think she acts both as his spine and his brain sometimes. Like, I seriously do not think he stands even like a ghost of a chance. Like a snowflake's chance in hell, like, in this courtroom without Susato. Susato single-handedly has been uplifting us. This, like, 16-year-old is the entire reason why we've been able to get this far, even. God, okay. I need to walk off this anger. I'm so mad at the dearest. I'm so mad at Von Zieks, this son of a bitch. Oh god. I can't believe I'm getting this toxic and salty. in a fucking law simulation game or something. Like, this isn't even like a PvP thing, but I'm so mad. I'm so angry. Okay. I guess your hate of Brock is quite amusing. Okay, I'm glad my saltiness is like giving someone else amusement at the very least. Oh, I just, like last time I can't believe he fucking fooled me into like liking him for like a fraction of a second with his fucking sexy leg slam. I was like, oh, perhaps I was too quick to judge. Oh, sir. But now I see him for what he truly is, an asshole, a dickhead. Fucking. Okay. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna calm down, and we will be back tomorrow to continue this fucking sham of a court case. Once again, thank you all for coming out and watching me mold. Absolutely molding right now. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Alright, see you later. Bye bye!